In this video net interview, I'm speaking with Giles Wilson, Head of Technology at Solution Area TV, Ericsson. Hello, Giles.
Hi, John. How are you?
All right. We're hearing this year a lot about pay TV, OTT, and it's almost as if OTT is no longer a dirty word and very much considered part of the pay TV experience. I mean, what's changed?
I absolutely agree. I think that, what's really changed is the industry has very much embraced the idea of multiple screens. There's a clear demand from the user, and we've been saying for a while, to access their operator's content on multiple devices and also wherever they are. OTT plays a key part in that. If you want to really deliver those user experiences across all of those multiple screens, you need to deliver across multiple networks, both to reach the devices on a more natural internet-based delivery, and also to get the content to those devices when the user is away from home, the place shifting aspect. So it's very much about multiple screens, but it's also about multiple networks, and the internet is a key one of those networks to get the content to those screens.
Yeah, I mean, what if any are the pain points for an operator right now who's got multi-screen? But I mean, we're going beyond the point now where it was an experiment and we're scaling, aren't we? I mean, what are the key challenges?
Absolutely, and there are a number of key challenges. The first starts with the content and the requirement to process a lot more content for those different devices. So more content, more formats, and the complexities of actually managing that. And that's the kind of challenge for the operator that we're addressing with our solutions, such as our content management system, processing the metadata, processing the content, and actually getting it ready to display on those devices. The second challenge is actually the network. I mean, the internet wasn't fundamentally designed for delivering video, and there's a challenge in the unreliability of the network and getting the user experience. All of our consumer lab studies have shown that video quality and reliable video delivery is still one of the most important factors for the user. And we can address that in some ways. We've recently launched our SPR 1200, which is an adaptive bitrate encoder, but implemented in hardware to really bring some professional video compression efficiency to delivering over-the-top services, reducing the bandwidth demand and improving the quality of the user experience. And also solutions like our media delivery network, where we actually put CDN type technologies into the core operator network to get the delivery of on-demand assets closer to the user, and also to offload the networks to improve the efficiency and the operational costs as well for the broadcasters and operators.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned hardware transcoding there, and the video processing seems to be a key element now. I mean, in terms of scaling it, we're going beyond maybe 20, 30 channels up to potentially 300 or 500, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, what users want is to access all of their content, and linear is particularly important. It's still the core, the foundation of any TV service. And it's not just the issue that we're now moving to all 200 or 300 channels on a given platform. It's also the fact that we're having to encode them in all the resolutions and all of the formats. So really an explosion in the complexity. So, by going to hardware-based implementations, professional implementations, we not only get improvements in the video quality, but in the OpEx and the CapEx involved in actually provisioning all of that compression that needs to be done.
It's interesting that everybody's talking about linear in relation to multi-screen, because only a couple of years ago there was a fairly strong feeling that it was an on-demand world largely. I mean, what's changed?
What I think has changed is the realization that linear content is one of the unique offerings that the operator has, and also the fact that if you look at the content which is really premium, there's a real timeliness aspect. So sports, breaking news, live events, it's the live nature as opposed to the linear nature of the content which has its value. And also we've been looking recently through our consumer lab studies at some interesting changes that are happening. And one of the things that consumers have been telling us is live content like sports events, it's actually becoming more important to see it live, because in this all connected world with social networks, etc., PVR it and watch it later, because you cannot get through the day without knowing the result of the game.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, isn't it? The idea that Twitter is forcing people to
Absolutely.
to watch on time.
It's not what was predicted.
And I mean, obviously, the pay TV or the service provider who may have pay TV, I mean, it's not just their own multi-screen opportunity, but there's people going over the top still. And I mean, how do they handle that? And can they monetize someone else's over the top content?
Yes, absolutely. And again, I come back to the idea of putting CDN type technologies into the broadband infrastructure for fixed line telcos, for cable guys doing DOCSIS. And what that's really about is putting a common layer of video caching in and running a number of models, business models off one platform, providing better delivery of your own content to the devices. But in addition to that, offloading your peering costs by transparently caching video content, and also wholesaling that capability once you've put it into your network to content providers to open up new revenue streams. So big drive on that technology. I think over the next 2 years, we're going to see that really come to the forefront, and broadband operators finding new ways of actually implementing video capabilities into the network, and then providing those capabilities externally in new business models. Okay,
so just final question. I mean, do you think they can actually take revenue from a content owner in return for providing a better quality of experience?
Absolutely believe that. And again, all of our consumer app studies have shown the top items on anyone's agenda are the quality of the video experience. Now, if you're offering a service that they can't get anywhere else, they will suffer some loss in quality to get the service. But when it becomes a competitive environment, they're going to, and you can get the service from multiple places, they're going to be back looking at who's got the best quality.
Okay, all right. Well, Giles, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, John.